3, 2, 1. We are live.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We're delighted to have you with us and hope that you're safe, sound, and in good health. Today's session will provide an opportunity to learn about the various aspects of the common admissions process, along with the academic journey, campus life, internships, and scholarships at IMT Ghaziabad, IMT Hyderabad, IMT Nagpur, and IMT Dubai, which will aid the aspirants in making an informed decision. We are gathered in the presence of 4 eminent panelists who will take you through today's agenda and give you an inside view of life and work at IMT. Our panelists will also share insights into the core values of IMT, what IMT looks for in an aspirant, and provide answers to any concerns and queries you may have at this time. Through this session, we invite you to join us in exploring how IMT can help you achieve your academic and professional goals. So now, let me introduce you to today's panelists. First, I would like to introduce Professor Harvinder Singh. He is the admissions chairperson for the IMT Ghaziabad campus and also a professor in the marketing department. A distinguished academic and an expert in the field of marketing, he has over 2 decades of experience in academia, including 12 years at IMT Ghaziabad. His accolades include, but are not limited to, the Devang Mehta Award for Best Teacher in Retail Management and the World Education Congress Award for Best Professor in Marketing Management. Next, Professor Sayan Banerjee is the Associate Professor and Area Chairperson of Economics and also the Chairperson of Admissions and Brand Promotion at the Institute of Management and Technology, Nagpur. With more than 23 years of teaching, research, and consultancy experience, he has several national and international publications as well as conference presentations to his credit. Professor Pawan Kumar is the Assistant Professor and Area Chairperson of Organizational Behavior and Human Resources at IMT Hyderabad. A PhD from IIT Kharagpur, he now teaches various specialized subjects in human resources like performance management, compensation management, learning and development, and international human resource management. Lastly, we are joined by Dr. Ravi Chatterjee, who is a seasoned professional with more than 14 years of industry and academic experience. For the past 4 years, he has been spearheading the role of assistant professor in marketing at IMT Business School, Dubai. He possesses an in-depth knowledge in the fields of marketing, entrepreneurship, human resource management, and career counseling. So now I would like to invite Professor Harvinder Singh to share some valuable words with us. Please, sir. You're on mute.
Thanks, Shreya. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Shreya. Thanks for inviting me. Let me share my screen and then I'll start my conversation. Fine. I'll start my presentation in just a minute. Okay. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So, good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all on this first interaction, very important one. Just a minute. Yes. Am I on? Shreya?
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Welcome to all. So today I have the opportunity of talking to you on behalf of IMT as a group. So initially I'll talk about the common admission process of IMT group as a whole, and then specifically I will talk about IMT Ghaziabad. Subsequently, my colleagues from the other campuses will talk about their campuses and their respective programs. So to begin with, you all know, we all are proud of being a part of the family or the brand called IMT. And why we take pride in this is because IMT, established in 1980, is one of the pioneers in the field of business education. So go back to the year 1980, you can count the number of business schools on your fingers, and IMT happens to be one of them. And 1980, the old days, the founder, Sri Mahendranath ji, that time itself recognized that for impactful management, organizations need to blend or amalgamate management with technology. And that is why you see the name IMT, Institute of Management Technology. In fact, if you log on to any of the campus's website, you will see a wonderful blend of technology-oriented courses in every functional domain, be it marketing, finance, operations, HR. That's really, for example, if you talk about emerging themes like analytics, digital, AI, you will see its reflection in most of the courses offered in our campuses. So yes, we are not a single unit. We started from Ghaziabad, but now this tree has grown and has its branches all over. We have 3 Indian campuses, Ghaziabad, Nagpur, and Hyderabad. And we are proud to have an international campus also in Dubai. Dr. Ravi is representing that campus. So what is special about IMT as an organization and as a brand? And that's it. The word legacy reflects our attributes. So when we compare ourselves with other colleges that kind of compete with us, we have a legacy. So you think of any top business organization in India and abroad, you will see an IMT occupying a position of responsibility. So if you as a young professional happen to send your CV to an organization, chances are that your CV would actually be evaluated or handled or processed by someone who has passed out of IMT Ghaziabad. We have thousands of alums working in thousands of corporates all across the globe. So yes, we have a legacy, 43 years, and we have been consistently counted among India's top business schools. So yes, now let's come to today's agenda specifically. When we talk about inducting students, of course, we are very particular about what kind of students we induct. For example, the eligibility criteria #1 is prescribed specifically by All India Council for Technical Education. So we select people who have a 3 years bachelor's, 50% marks. This is the condition imposed by AICTE. But believe me, because your academic scores or grades also carry a weightage in the evaluation. So normally anyone who occupies a place in IMT Ghaziabad classroom ends up having much higher scores or better credentials academically. Apart from that, we have used a filtering criteria, eligibility criteria of admission test. So we accept CAT scores. CAT will be happening in November. I think 26th is the date. We also accept ZAT scores. That is also a very prestigious test, and the latest one would happen in January. And we also accept GMAT scores. And I'm sure those who are preparing for GMAT would know that GMAT is now coming, this year is coming in 2 versions, GMAT Classic and GMAT Focused version. Focused version is a shorter version, maybe a 2 hour and 15 minutes duration, lesser number of sections, 3 in place of 4, lesser number of questions, I believe 64 in place of 80. And of course, the cutoff will also be different, fine. The scores will also be different. So IMT Ghaziabad campus accepts 3 test scores, CAT, ZAT, and GMAT. The same 3 test scores are also accepted by Nagpur and Hyderabad campuses. But in addition, Nagpur and Hyderabad campuses also accept scores by CMAT that would be conducted next year, I think somewhere around March or April, right? So that's about the admission tests eligibility criteria. But please let me clarify. So when we talk about admission process, if you qualify these conditions, you are free to, you are eligible to log into IMT's common admission portal and start apply for a place in one of these campuses. In fact, the admission application form was opened around a month back, last month. So we have a common application form. So we do not want you to fill 3 or 4 separate forms. You simply log on to common admission portal and fill one single form. Please understand, Otherwise, one single form, it saves a lot of botheration for you. Step number one, you log in, register online, then you fill in the online application form, and then you make a payment. So it's a single payment for all 4 campuses. Once that is done, we have a shortlisting process. Now, please understand, like any top business school, we receive a large number of applications. And obviously, we cannot and we do not interview all the applicants. Obviously, we apply a shortlisting criteria. And shortlisting criteria depends on the number and quality of students that apply each year. Fine. So yes, you apply, try your level best, and we see where the cutoff stands this year. So we shortlist a defined number of students on the basis of their profile and eligibility. For example, CAT could be one criteria for shortlisting people. Now, students need to apply. It's a standard application form, but once the information reaches us, we sort the applicants into 2 groups. One is non-profile based, means the normal track. But then over the years, we have realized that the industry is actually giving giving high weightage to candidates or students who have a certain quantity and quality of experience. So this year, we have decided that students who have unique duration and quality of experience, we will segregate them as a separate group, and we label them as profile based, and this group will actually be given additional weightage when it comes to evaluation. So I will talk about the work experience part and request you to pay special emphasis on work experience part. Do not miss out anything while filling out work experience, because if you qualify in the basis of quality and quantity of experience, you can actually be fast tracked to profile based. So broadly, your application will have 3 sections, 3 basic domains. We'll ask about academic background, and that will carry 25% weightage. That's why I said 50% is the cutoff defined by AICTE. But higher your score, better it is, because your scores of 10th, 12th, and graduation carry weightage, combined 25%. Entrance score will also carry weightage, 25%. And your work experience, I'm talking of normal track, non-profile based, carries 10% weightage. So even before you appear for the interview, 60% of your score is kind of calculated, taken care of. Now, in this case, please be very sure, because once you fill the application form, we also request you to fill a profile detail form. The profile detail form would be live, I think must be live by now. We are working on it since morning. And in that profile detail form, you're supposed to upload the documents. For example, you claim your percentage or your entrance score, it's not applicable right now, your work experience. We would expect you to upload documents or evidences supporting your claims. And if at a subsequent stage, we find that your evidence does not match your claim, then the organization, IMT Group, reserves the right to cancel your candidature. So please be very sure, be very particular, especially in case of work experience. Please mention that in detail. Do not miss out on any experience, and do not forget to upload the suggested evidence, because that can really push you up when it comes to shortlisting and selection. So based on this information, we shortlist people and we invite them for the interview. And the interview process that carries a combined weightage of 40% comprises of 2 stages. It happens on the same day, fine. 10% for critical thinking test. So we give you a situation or a caselet, and you're supposed to express yourself. Interestingly, this happens in offline mode. So you're supposed to write it. Of course, do a bit of practice. It's not a long write-up, has to be a concise, short write-up. And of course, the same day we have personal interview. And the biggest change compared to last 3 years is this year we are conducting personal interviews on a one-to-one mode. We want to interact with you in person, and we also want you to feel IMT in person. And that's one change compared to last 3 years. But another change for the first time for IMT is we are doing it at 14 locations. So before, till 2020, we used to conduct interviews at 6 locations. This time we are doing it at 14 locations. If you go to application form, you will see that there are, we'll ask for your location preference. We'll ask for 2 preferences, preference 1, preference 2. Of course, in all likelihood, you will get your first preference, fine. And in rare cases, you might be requested to report to the second locational preference, fine. So 14 locations, that's a big change compared to previous years. We want you to be comfortable, convenient, come to the location that, and the panel will be an IMT panel manned by professors of IMT Ghaziabad. So it doesn't matter whether you come to one center or the other. Okay. After having talked about this, of course, the selection is 40% this process, 60% earlier. We evaluate scores, we prepare a combined merit list, and then, of course, based on your merit score, you are offered a campus and program of your choice. Fine. But that happens subsequently. The admission, the interviews will happen in the month of February. But the application forms need to be filled latest by 25th of November. Please remember that. The last date for filling the application form is 25th of November, next month. That is a day before the CAT exam is conducted. Fine. So please pull up your socks, log in, register, and apply. After having done this, now I wear the second hat and I talk about the institution that I am working for the last 13 years, more specifically, Shreya. 12 years was last year. So yes, IMT Ghaziabad is the first campus, the original campus of IMT Group, established in 1980, 43 years, yes. And this is the campus that has been ranked highly, consistently high in all top rankings. And I'll talk specifically about 2 rankings which are very close to our heart, very meaningful for us as well as for you. Apart from that, the systems and practices adopted in IMT Ghaziabad campus have been vetted by top accreditation agencies. So AACSB, the world's largest body for accreditation of business schools, has accredited IMT Ghaziabad. In fact, our accreditation got renewed in 2021. And we were the 4th business school in India to get this accreditation. South Asian Quality Systems has also accredited us. NB has also given us. NB is an Indian body, fine. It has given us the highest possible rating. We are proud of our alumni, and as I told you earlier, thousands of them, in fact, more than 4,000 of them are occupying top positions. Apart from that, our students have done wonderfully well in setting up businesses also. So some of them come with business background, some of them gain industry experience and then create their own businesses. So that is why they are, and that way they are creating value for the economy and for society. Being an international business school, we have a robust, strong network of international partners, more than 50. And when we say international partners, these are not only partners on paper. We are actively working with them in the sense that every year, somewhere between January to March, a batch of students, those who are willing to and are found eligible, they undergo student exchange program with one of our 53 partner business schools across the globe. And we are partnering with business school across all continents, fine, except for Antarctica, where we don't have a business school as of now. Similarly, IMT faculty members also go and teach in different business schools. And we also invite international faculty from our partner institutions to come and deliver classes at IMT Ghaziabad campus. And yes, last 43 years, we have been continuously working on improving the classroom experience, pedagogy. which is holistic. We continuously, regularly revise our curriculum in terms of selection of electives and selection of domains and the treatment given to each course. Fine. If you if you log on to website and look at the latest program architecture, you will actually see a few courses that are really unique, and you may not find those courses or electives in some of the top business schools. I mean, some business schools that really compete with us. But having said that, please understand that the essence of learning in any business school, including IMT, is beyond classroom also. And IMT Ghaziabad gives a wonderful environment for students to interact beyond classroom. We talk about activities, assignments, live projects, short-term projects. We also talk about case competitions. So there are a couple of dozen case competitions sponsored by top corporates in India, where participation is by invitation. And IMT Ghaziabad happens to be one of the business schools where invitations regularly come, and our students are actively busy competing in those competitions, and they actually win laurels, appear in the nationals and win those competitions. And there are many success stories. You'll get to know of these subsequently as you interact more with us, where students have been picked up, given pre-placement interviews, pre-placement offer by companies purely on the basis of their performance in those case study competitions. So yes, it's a holistic approach towards learning, where classroom interactions are lively, insightful, and outside class students have all the opportunities, infrastructure, resources, and support to learn and co-create knowledge. Yes, now this is something that I touched upon in the previous slide, and I said I'll talk more about it, and we're talking about accreditations and rankings. So you all know AICTE, ACSB, NBA, SACS, these are all accreditation agencies. I will specifically talk about two rankings, and these rankings are important. Fine. See, Dr. Harvinder Singh saying IMT is good or great is nice, but then you may not want to believe it, because I am an employee, a stakeholder. So ideally, you would want neutral agencies to come, evaluate, scan, and everything, talk to us, see the records, talk to students, alums, and then arrive at a judgment about us. And there are many B school rankings, and of course we figure in top place in almost all those rankings. This year we have opened ourselves to international rankings, and two of them need special mention. Financial Times conducts a ranking of business schools, top business schools in the world, and for the first time this year, IMT Ghaziabad has figured among top 10 business schools in the world in FT Masters program. And the other part you see is QS World University Rankings, and three of our programs, PGDM, PGDM Marketing, and PGDM BFS, have been ranked high, included in the category mentioned on the slide as top business schools. So it means when we open ourselves to scrutiny by international agencies who come, interact with us, evaluate and vet our claims, they find us comparable with top 100 or 150 institutions in the world. So it's not about we claiming to be the best, it's about independent, internationally renowned, acclaimed organizations or entities finding us good. And these rankings actually take a multi-stakeholder perspective. They evaluate us from the perspective of a student, of that of a parent, as a possible recruiter, fine. And there are countless parameters on which they collect data, and they arrive at this. So yes, we are proud of it, and you could be a part of this institution, the one which is recognized and respected internationally. Coming to the specific nuts and bolts of the academics, at IMT Ghaziabad, we have a range of programs depending upon your requirement. We have a classic, we call it PGDM program, which is kind of flexible program. So when we say PGDM program, this program gives you an option of opting for a specialization of your choice. For example, you do 2 terms as standard, and in third term, you may decide to go for marketing, finance, operations, HR, or any other specialization. PGDM marketing, the second program, it's again a very popular program. It's quite similar to PGDM with only one difference. The difference is your specialization is pre-decided as marketing. Same holds true for PGDM financial management, where your specialization is pre-decided as financial management. Apart from that, we have a program called PGDM Dual Country Program, with that we jointly offer in collaboration with our Dubai campus, in which students spend term 1 in Ghaziabad campus. Of course, we onboard them here, and they align with, interact with their peers in other groups, and then they fly to Dubai. They do next 3 terms, including summer internship in Dubai. Wonderful international exposure. So in terms of unlike a typical international exchange where students live on an isolated campus somewhere in the world for a matter of 10, 12, 15, 18 weeks, in this program, people actually live in an international location for 1 full year. They interact with people over there, faculty, industry, do projects, interact with faculty over there, international people. And of course, they also do their summer internship abroad. And that valuable experience opens 2 career tracks. Many of them actually get placed internationally. Some of them who want to pursue an international career come back, and of course they join the normal batch during last 2 terms and be a part of placement process here also. So that opens 2 career tracks, honestly, PGDM DCP. PGDM Banking and Finance is our youngest program, but has gained immense acceptance in the audience. Again, if you recall the previous slide, ranked highly by QS World Rankings. Apart from the major specialization or specializations we offer, primarily we have about 7 tracks. So for example, if someone wants to specialize in marketing through PGDM or PGDM marketing, the person can also have a minor specialization in one of the 6 things. For example, marketing major, you can have a minor in finance or HR or information systems or analytics or SIE strategy or economic environment and policy. So that way, IMT Ghaziabad actually gives you the option of pursuing multiple interests. And interestingly, we actually have a list of something called free electives. If you be a part of an MBA program, you have 3 kinds of courses. You have major specialization, you have a minor specialization, and you also have free electives. Free electives, for example, courses like geopolitics and business that you cannot really link to, but we give you the option of pursuing those courses also. Fine. Of course, the curriculum is actually a mix of lectures in the classroom, simulation, which is a technology intervention, and field-based courses. So you'll get a mix of all this in an IMT Ghaziabad classroom. Talking more about other USPs, unique selling propositions of IMT Ghaziabad, the Alumni Connect, as I told you, more than 4,000 at top positions. So you see Neelendra, Sumit, Sanjay, Rupinder. We are proud of them. These are the names that routinely appear in business media. So on YouTube, on TV channels, in newspapers, you see some of these names talking about, discussing the future of economy and the industry. If we talk about the DCP, now DCP, because it is offered in collaboration with an international campus called Dubai, we actually offer super specializations. The content itself is actually very unique. For example, advanced quantitative finance is a specialization which is offered to DCP. international trade and logistics, Dubai being the hub for international logistics, we all know this India, Middle East, Eastern Europe corridor would actually pass through this location. And Dubai is a huge hub for entire MENA region, Middle East, North Africa, we know. So international trade and logistics is another specialization. And of course, international business and marketing is third specialization. So DCP is not unique only in terms of its location, but also in terms of its contents. And of course, banking and financial services program is also unique because it is focusing primarily on international banking and financial services. And the career outcomes are amazing. If you see, 68% of students of this program have actually been picked up by BFS, banking and financial services and insurance sector. So see, because it's a specialized program in the sense that students are given BFS specific inputs from first year itself. And that is why they actually have a head start in terms of conceptual and practical understanding in the field of banking and finance. And you see the performance numbers, placement numbers. Like any top business school, we are also very keen on improving diversity, specifically gender diversity. And we actually have a scholarship, Sri Leela Nath Memorial Scholarship, in which all female candidates who are admitted to PGDM programs in IMT Ghaziabad get a 25% fee waiver on academic fee component. So the girls in the audience should look at this offer very positively. IMT Ghaziabad is a campus that wants you here. Career outcomes are important for all of you. So we talk about, and the specific numbers are average CTC 17.35 lakh. I'm talking of batch that passed out this year in March. Average is, median is 16 lakh, and the highest package was 65 lakh. In fact, we have seen an increase for the last 3 years continuously. Compared to previous year, 13.4 years was percent was the increase. But see, these numbers, 17.35 is the average. But you happen to be among top 10%, the average is 29.61. And if you are among top 20%, and it's not difficult to be in top 20% in a institution like IMT Ghaziabad, you would be getting an average CTC of 25,30,000. So yes, career-wise outcomes are promising, and these justify the kind of efforts that you are putting in right now in securing a good CAT, ZAT, or GMAT score. Yes, for those who love graphics, look at the logos of brands that have come to our campus as recruiters, and you will see almost all big brands or names that you might be thinking of or aspiring as a young manager. So yes, career outcomes are exciting when it comes to IMT Ghaziabad campus. With this, I finish my conversation on IMT Ghaziabad. I'll come back at the end of the conversation to close up the discussion. But in the meantime, I invite my colleague from IMT Nagpur, Dr. Banerjee. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. And
should I stop sharing my slide, or you want to have this in place?
I'll share from my end, sir. Not a problem.
So I'm stopping this. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Right. So very good evening, and maybe to some extent good afternoon. It is somewhere in the transition to all who are present here. I'm going to talk to you about the second campus of the IMT group, which is IMT Nagpur. As you see that we are now in the 20th year of our existence. We started in 2004. This is the campus where you can see only a part of the old building. We now have a new building as well with even more modern equipments and all these things. So I'll come to those things later on. Now, when we started our journey, almost 25 years after Ghaziabad was set up, there was a huge expectations from our campus as well. Because see, at the end of the day, we share the common value, common legacy, and a lot of commonalities that all the campuses of Ghaziabad has. So when IMT Ghaziabad had reached certain level and it was and still doing so great, the other campuses had their jobs cut, right? We had to meet the expectations. And as you can see, we are meeting them to a large extent. As you can see that we have been ranked #1 among the top leading B schools of super excellence, right? And 20 years is an important milestone for an institute. That shows that over a period of time, we have set ourselves very strongly in the map of the B schools in India. We have made our presence felt. We have made our mark. And even though we are the second campus of IMT Group, in no way we are stopping ourselves in becoming #1, right? These are some of the other ranks and all the accreditations that we have achieved. Again, just like the previous campus, our campus's processes, faculty, pedagogy, evaluation, placement, everything has been scrutinized and they have been certified by various national and international agencies, right? So talking about the national ones, it's accredited by NBA. It has been given equivalence by AIU, which makes our PGDM program equivalent of MBA. So for some of you who have got a bit of academic bent of mind, and you feel that after a postgraduate diploma, you want to pursue your PhD doctoral program, you can do that immediately after this. You don't have to do any MS or any of the other master's course. This is as good as MBA. It is AICTE approved. Obviously, it's the hygiene factor. We don't talk much about it. And as far as international accreditation is concerned, we are also SATS accredited by AMTISA. And we are in the final stage of accreditation from AACSB. And these are testimonials, these are the proof that we are meeting the expectations and exceeding expectations in terms of all the processes and systems and faculty and pedagogy and placement facilities that we offer to the students. Talking about the programs that are offered, all our programs are full-time 2-year program. The first is the PGDM. The first program we started with, then PGDM Financial Management, and finally PGDM Marketing. The difference among the 3 programs is while in PGDM, you are kind of given an open choice to specialize in any of the functional areas of management. In the second year, for PGDM Financial Management student, one of your specializations, that is finance area, is predetermined. However, you are free to choose any other areas as your second specialization. So financial management with BA and IT, financial management with marketing, financial management with HR, all are possible combinations. Same goes with marketing management. Your marketing management is predetermined. That has to be your specialization, one of the 2. But the second one can be anything, right? Just the way it is in financial management. Let me talk to you a little bit about Nagpur, because for some reason, Nagpur is not really that much talked about as a city in terms of its business opportunities and all. The way it is maybe cities like Pune or Hyderabad or some other upcoming cities are, or Ahmedabad for that matter. Now, if you see, the city has been ranked 11 among most competitive investment and have got advantageous geographical location. This may be of interest to a lot of you. Nagpur, being centrally located, allows you to travel from any part of India except for Northeast to Nagpur, and from Nagpur to that place within 14 to 15 hours max, right? That is something called a 0 mile, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. That is a symbol of almost the central part of India. It is believed that all parts of India are equidistant from that milestone. Though geographically it's not correct, but to a large extent it's true. So it's an advantage of being well connected. It's a very, very important city. It's very, very upcoming in terms of a lot of investment coming to the city. And probably you all know that right now it is also a important educational hub with one IIM being set up here, one AIMS being set up here, JNIT, a national prestigious institute for a long time in existence. Some other important private B schools have also come in. But we take pride in the fact that we were among the first of the national institute, especially a private national institute, to make Nagpur its home. Now, I was talking about specialization in your second year. Now, these are the areas that you are free to choose from if you are a PGDM student, which means you can choose HROB and operations, finance HROB, BAIT, economics, marketing, finance, any possible combinations. But for the other program students, one of the two areas of specialization will be predetermined. But also keep in mind, the specializations that we offer will not have to be always double specialization. We also allow you to go for single specialization as well, in case you would like to stick to only one specialization. So it is entirely up to you. And this is where I would like to seek your attention to the fact that as a campus, as an institute, we offer tremendous flexibility and choices to our students in terms of not only the areas of specialization. Even we were probably one of the few B schools in the country to offer flexible courses even in the first year of the program itself, where in the third trimester, you get to choose from a basket of courses, the courses that you feel are more relevant to your career aspirations as well as your attitude and inclination towards certain subjects or not, right? So accordingly, we allow you for a specialization and you can choose your specialization. As far as international student exchange is concerned, yes, we also have the same thing. Unfortunately, during the COVID period, for obvious reason, you understand that it had to be kind of put on a hold for some time. But from last year onwards, we have reactivated the student exchange program. We have tie-ups with more than 25 institutes across the world. And there are students from our institute who have the last year traveled to various other B schools and spent an entire semester or trimester, depending on the B school program structure, etc. Please note that you can have your entire stay and study. Only part that you'll have to pay is for your stay and the visa and tickets. The tuition fee is completely waived off. These are some of the glimpses of last year's students exchange program and people visiting different countries and all these things, right? Now, these are some of our partners, international institute with which we have this sort of tie-ups, right? And as you can see that it is kind of all these tie-ups that we have are in different parts of the world, Australia and France and Germany and US. And there are many other places as well. Talking about placement, I would like your attention to be focused on the fact that over the years, the average and the medians have seen a substantial increase. And please understand the years that we have taken, the preceding years, 1921, 2022. These were the difficult years of COVID and all. And we just came out of it. So this year's placement is going to be actually the first placement when the economy is back to its normal function. And you can see the ongoing placement process, which is going to be completed most likely by end of January. We started end of October. By now, we have seen the highest offer jumping up to 80% comparison to last year. The highest pay package has been 36.33. And these are some of the other ones. And we strongly believe that by the time we end the placement season for this batch, which is truly a batch, which is post-COVID batch, the numbers will be much more impressive than what they may appear to you now, right? And these are just the glimpses of first few of the people who have got placed. Now, these are the various companies and their logos and the various kind of profiles that have been offered to our students who have graduated, who have got placed. And these are for finance and marketing profile, right? Not necessarily finance and marketing program, but those chose for specialization in marketing and finance. And these are for human resources, BAIT, and operations. And these are some of the important companies. These are some of the important kind of profile that were offered that you can see for yourself. So with this, I end my part of the presentation. I hope most of the queries regarding IMT Nagpur has been solved. Keep in mind, it's a relatively new institute. It's a growing institute. It has a lot of potential that it can achieve. And you will be part of that success story, that growth story. And we look forward to that association with you, right? With this, I invite Dr. Pawan to take over the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee. I'll share my screen. Let me share my screen. Can you see the screen? Yeah. So namaskar, students. And IMT Hyderabad is the newest campus in the legacy of IMT, and it was established in 2011. And since then, we have seen a meteoric growth in IMT Hyderabad. If you see, it is ranked as #1 private B school in Telangana by GHRDC, ranking. It is ranked as #8 among 54 private B schools in South India and among 83 standalone B schools in South India. If you see, it is also ranked #7 among 25 government and private B schools categorized as emerging B schools by the week. So if you see the IMT Hyderabad is also accredited with SACS and NBA. It is also AACSB member, and it is in the final stage of getting accredited by AACSB. And our programs at IMT is also equivalent to MBA. The PGDM is equivalent to MBA because we are accredited to AIU as well, right? So what are the programs that are offered at IMT Hyderabad? If you see, we basically offer 3 programs: PGDM, PGDM Marketing, and PGDM Finance. The difference among these 3 programs is in PGDM Marketing, the student um, is, is predefined as a student has to do marketing specialization, and in PGDM Finance, the student has to do one of the specialization as finance. So these are predefined programs, specialized programs, whereas for PGDM, the student has a bouquet of 6 specializations to choose from, namely general management, HRM, marketing, analytics, finance and accounting, and operations management. All these specializations, of course, are updated once in every 3 years and is being designed to match the current industry requirements. So all our students who pass out from IMT, especially IMT Hyderabad, are all industry ready. One of the locational advantage, if I talk about IMT Hyderabad, is that it is 3rd best green city in the world. And if you see our campus is also categorized as a green campus because of the kind of vibrancy that we have in the city. The Hyderabad is also known for its pharma and healthcare sector. So, we have a lot of opportunity to get our careers in pharma and healthcare in Hyderabad. Most of our live projects also come from these sectors. It is also one of India's it is also called startup city. It has 3 startup hubs called Telangana Hub, T Hub, and it also has a V Hub, which is all for women entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of emphasis that the local government is giving on the startup and innovation, which you could see in the air of IMT Hyderabad. And not to of course, not to mention, it is one of the emerging IT hub, along with the Bangalore. If you compare it with Bangalore, the Hyderabad is known to be the emerging IT hub, where most of the investment is coming up to Hyderabad. And it is an advantage for IMT because we use these opportunities for our students to go there and experience whatever they've learned in IMT Hyderabad. The program highlights, if I say about IMT Hyderabad, we have a very unique unique preposition where we have one-to-one mentoring by industry leaders for the students. So students are given one-to-one mentoring. There is a selection process, of course, but there is quite a big chunk of students who get one-to-one mentoring by the industry leaders. We also conduct global immersion programs every year. So in this program, we basically expose our students to the international policies and standards of doing business, where the industry stalwarts and the professors, the renowned professors of the global professors give their lectures to our students, and there's a project that our students do in collaboration with the international students in this global immersion program. It's a very popular program among students. Our courses, if you see, all, as I told you, the specialized courses are all industry guided courses. So every year we have a study board in which we have these industry people who come and review our courses and suggest the improvements or any new aspect that has come to any particular area. They basically include it into it. And also we have we have a compulsory 20% of the course curriculum to be taught by the industry people, where these industry guys who have spent more than 10 plus years and at a managerial level come to the classes, come to IMT Hyderabad and take these classes to students. So that's a good blend of theory and practice through these industry guided courses. There is always hands-on workshops that we do for first year students. So every term 1, term 2, and term 3, we have certain workshops that run on contemporary areas where the students have to choose these workshops and get hands-on onto the to the latest technologies and practices that are there in the organizations. There's also distinguished speaker series where we call the C-suite people from the company, the CEOs, CTOs. They take these, sessions which are called leadership series, where they talk about their experiences or share their experiences with the students. There's also called Campus Connect series, where we call the area heads or the functional heads of various organizations. They come and share their experiences with the students. And we also have something called Alumni Connect, where we call our alumni, the IMT Hyderabad alumni and the alumni of IMT, who come and motivate our students by sharing their experiences in the industry. There is an industry immersion, industry immersion program as well, where we take our students to, there's a field visits that we do where they go to these industries to study the aspects that they've studied in the classes. There's also social immersion program where every month a week is dedicated, a weekend is dedicated, Saturday and Sunday is dedicated to students, where they go to these nearby villages or they go to these NGOs nearby and contribute, from their own end in taking, in taking classes or participating in the activities of these NGOs. So you can see it in the eyes of IMT Hyderabad students when they come back to the institute. There's a level of satisfaction that they have, that they've done something for the society. And that is what our, one of our vision is, to make socially responsible managers, for future. We have IMT sponsored global certification for the students. So we basically, there are certain certification courses that we sponsor for the students, which are not possible in the courses. Like we have Six Sigma course that for operations students we give. Then there is this Power BI for analytics students. So these are all sponsored by IMT for this certification courses that students do. If I talk about IMT Hyderabad placements, there's a jump of 26.6%, hike in the average CTC of IMT Hyderabad students, where last year we had 13.8 lakhs per annum as average. This year, already 30% of our students are already placed, where the average now is 15.2 lakhs per annum, and the highest is 25.5 lakhs per annum. And the placement is going on, of course. And there are some marquee, companies that basically come to our campus, like Federal Bank. We have Cognizant, Digit, SR. To name a few who are our regular, recruiters who are very happy with the performance of our IMT Hyderabad students. When we talk about international partnerships like the IMT group, we also have, a tie-up with 25 foreign universities, like Neoma, Kedge and Audencia in France, Laces Graduate School in Germany, Charles Darwin and Deakin Universities in Australia, to name a few, where the students after term 3 or after first year, they are given this chance to choose these, universities where there's an opening, and they go spend a semester or trimester and then come back and, they share their experiences and the kind of outlook that they have. It helps them a lot in their, in their future endeavors, whether they want to become an entrepreneur or they want to take up placements, or they want to do higher studies. It helps them a lot in those cases. So to conclude my discussion about IMT Hyderabad, you ask any student of IMT Hyderabad, past or present, the one caption is common, that they say that IMT Hyderabad never sleeps. So this is true, because it doesn't matter at what time you visit IMT Hyderabad, you would always see it is buzzing up with students, with one or the other events or activities, or case discussions or whatever, sports. Everything is is being you can see visually throughout the campus. So I welcome all the students to IMT Hyderabad to experience not only study or take PGDM degree, but experience the student life in IMT Hyderabad. So now I invite Dr. Ravi to continue the discussion on the IMT Dubai campus. Thank you, students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pawan. It is so wonderful to see all the 3 Indian campuses doing so extremely well. And I'm very happy to represent IMT Dubai, and would share a few slides with you so that you understand what I'm talking about. So you must have already understood, by listening to all the 3 professors, that how strong brand IMT is, and the kind of effort IMT has taken all these years to make sure that it is able to not only contribute to the student success, but is able to enhance whatever we deliver, to the students and the community. Speaking about IMT Dubai, of course, we have a very big responsibility of, carrying forward the IMT brand. And you can see that when IMT Dubai was initially set up, it was 2006. And when I joined IMT Dubai as a full-time professor, I realized that it is so important for a strong brand to be there at a strong place. And Dubai being such an amazing place where every company would like to be, right? And having an institution of this standard, of this reputation, gives so much of opportunity for the students who are studying here. If you look at the campus itself, the image is right in front of you. It's just amazing to be here, right? The ambience, the professors, the student life, everything brings in such a amazing combination that anybody who's studying here starts performing, because the surrounding really brings in a lot of impact in what you're doing in life. So having said that, from 2006 onwards, IMT Dubai has been performing extremely well and has backed so many accreditations and so many laurels from different bodies. And I feel so proud to be part of such a wonderful organization. You can see that IMT is a CAA accredited, which basically means that the degree that you get is well accepted and well approved. So for anybody who gets the degree from IMT Dubai, not only qualifies for any private job, but for any government job. So you would see that not only expats, even the Emiratis are so very happy to have an IMT degree. And the reason being that they are not only taught from the best professors, having the best curriculum, but also the kind of recognition they get for what they are doing here, right? Moving forward, let me take you to certain highlights of IMT Dubai. All right. So, of course, you understand that IMT being such a popular brand, which has been existing for so long, has become a globally recognized brand. And like previously, the professors have put forward, we hold such a strong alumni base, which gives us a very, very strong standing in the industry and in the community. Because we have our own students who are heading companies, who are, channeling the way for the society and the people. All right. Industry focus. The program I'm talking to you about is the one-year executive MBA program. Now, this is such a exclusive program which IMT Dubai provides you. It gives you the opportunity to not only study, but work along with that, all right? And the entire focus is put forward in making you understand the industry, understand the dynamics of this, cross-cultural market. And the examples which are being spoken about in the classroom is all driven by what is actually happening there on the practical front. So that gives you so much of exposure, beyond the books which you study otherwise. I sometimes feel for myself, that if I should have taken this opportunity as a student, how my life would have been. I tell you, I am there in mid of my life cycle. And maybe, if I would have taken this decision as a young student, I might have done, much better than what I'm doing today. That's what my belief is. And, having a degree from such an institution, which gives you the possibility of doing an MBA in just 1 year, I mean, which is just amazing, right? I'm talking to all those individuals who are aspiring, having the talent, and they understand that time is so crucial, So 1 year you invest while you are working, you get a degree, and you are able to make yourself future ready. What could be better than this? All right. And if you look at the fee structure, it is so competitive. All right. You are able to find a comfortable place to stay. All right. You get the backing of such a strong brand. Okay. So instantly, when you join IMT Dubai, you get connected to all the alumni, who are already there working for years, having their own companies, understanding about the society, you just immediately connect with them because it is a brand that connects you at a emotional level. So I believe this is one very, very unique proposition that all my friends sitting over there who are aspiring and bubbling with energy and ideas to understand. Okay, so if you just look at the entire value proposition, you are earning in dirhams, all right, and the conversion, all right. So when you're working in this part of the world, and having a degree which is being accepted by this country, gives you so much of power. It gives you so much of strength, right? Because you as an individual, of course, you hold your skills and talents, but it is your degree, it's your experience, it is your team, which makes you much stronger. And IMT Dubai gives you that strength, to push yourself through in that competitive world and get something out of it. Okay. And you start earning in dirhams. That is the best part. All right. Trust me. I mean, when I moved out of India and I came over here, I'm not saying that India doesn't give you good opportunities. India is a wonderful country, and there is where my heart lies. But the thing is that when you come over here and start earning in foreign currency, which has much more value, you can do much more for your people back there than what you can do being there. So I believe that we all can understand international exposure as an individual. When you get into this kind of a curriculum in such a international setup, you get to meet people, you get to understand their culture, their their background, who they have been. And I tell you, it is such a initial shock because back in India, we are so focused towards one aspect of life, but there is so many things which works in a business setup. It's not only about how you can converse with people, it is how you are able to make the other person feel. And I think the job market has really shifted. It is not only about your studies, your scores, it's about who you are and what you can do. Of course, that has to be justified to what you have done previously or what kind of achievements you've had. But I think having that kind of experience, having that kind of exposure makes you much smarter than anybody else. Frankly, if you see expat kids and the kids who come from India, of course, the kids coming from India has much more street smartness, okay? Because the rigor and the competition is extremely high back in India. There is no doubts about it. But the finer qualities, if you look at, the presentation, how you put forward the things, how smartly you can maneuver. Not every time you have to work hard, right? Smart work can really help you. And that is what this cross-cultural or multicultural location can teach you. Okay, so you really don't have to work that hard every time in your life. You can always find easier ways to really reach the top, right? And which are ethical ways. All right, ethical ways. Okay. We have some amazing professors with us, and I think both ways, IMT and the professors are lucky because having professors of that level who can transform the class experience is extraordinary. All right, and especially when I'm talking to individuals who hold experience, because I'm talking about the executive MBA program, you would find it to be so connecting, because you have already worked in the industry. Now you're coming for the MBA program, and these professors already have so much of experience. They're speaking, to you with case studies, with examples. They are inviting, corporate guests. It is so very nice because you are just able to relate everything to what you have done and how you can put the academic understanding, the theories, the concepts in those particular slots, and it becomes foolproof. I have already spoken about the strong alumni base that we have. Many of them have very successful businesses in this part of the world, I think, which is a very, very good thing to understand. Okay. let's talk about the Masters of Business Administration, the one-year executive program. I've spoken about quite a few positive aspects of it, and I think you have got the gist of the entire thing. Frankly speaking, this is a win-win kind of a proposition. See, if you are an individual who is looking for possibilities in this part of the world, you know that there are ways of catching it up. Which are the ways? Either you find opportunities by yourself and then subsequently get into a higher education, or you come with an MBA already and then you start searching for the jobs. But I tell you frankly, if you're young, right, you have certain years of experience and you are trying to explore a job market which is so dynamic, you have a backing of an institution like IMT, and then you carry on. Life becomes really easy. Life becomes so comforting, all right, because the institute is going to be there at your back, supporting you. Moving on, let's talk about the fun part. Of course, meeting the company people and engaging with company people is fun, no doubts about it. But doing real fun things is also fun. And we have quite a few opportunities to do that. Not only IMT hosts some amazing events, we have some amazing institutions, right here in academic city. And the best part of Dubai or academic city per se is, there are 50 plus universities at just one central hub, So you can just walk around, move around, meet with other students. And it is so nice to understand, what is happening in their campuses and participate and probably have much higher experience and exposure. And like I told you that, we are talking about one program, which is the Executive MBA program. The application is straightforward. The website is amazingly, beautifully created. So just visit the website. Everything is free flowing. You would know exactly how to go ahead and how to proceed. You apply online. There are certain criteria, of course. And I believe most of you understand that if you're coming to a foreign land, you'll have to qualify for the English qualification exam, which is the IELTS or the TOEFL, which you can always apply for. There are certain bands which you should be able to qualify with. All those information are there at the website. Further to that, you need to have a certain level of scores in your previous exam. And of course, like I said, you need to have work experience. There may be few of you who may be concerned that would your internships or any other kind of experience really work? I would request that you be very open in speaking out that which all experiences you have had. And if you think there is any doubt or any question, you still apply, because our admission counselors are very, very good. They're super talented, and they would really help you understand that how you can go about applying for this amazing course. Okay, so if you have 2 years plus experience or 2 years experience, you can definitely apply for this regular program. So when you share your documents, we conduct a personal interview for you, and based on your performance, your place is guaranteed. And further to that, you get a degree program in just 1 year, start earning in dirhams, and you get an international master's degree. What better? Yeah. Okay, so just showing you the few companies which has been here and is there with us, right? All right, so like I said, you can definitely go ahead and visit the website. You would be able to get most of the information. You can always connect with me over LinkedIn, and I would be happy to take you forward. Yeah, thank you so much. And I would now pass it on to Professor Havinder, please.
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks for refreshing my memories of Dubai. I happened to be in your campus for 2 years. It's a beautiful campus, I must say.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, now it's time for me to kind of wind up or conclude. So yes, I think it's Dr. Ravi was the right person to conclude be the last speaker, because when we talk of being international, IMT Group is an institution as an international entity. Because of course, for two reasons. Number one, we have an international campus, and number two, we have a strong international footprint. So if you look at this slide, 53 active international partners for IMT Ghaziabad, 28 for IMT Nagpur, 25 for IMT Hyderabad, and we have frequent student and faculty exchanges with the campuses. I have mentioned a few. These are actually top-rated business schools in the world. So yes, if you are interested in being a part of it, please act fast and fill the application form. So let me recap the whole conversation, the vital points. IMT application form is open. The last date for filling the application form is 25th of November. The interviews will be scheduled at 14 locations in the physical form, offline mode, in the month of February. Details about the fee are updated on the website, so please log on to respective campuses website and check that. I would want to share details about scholarships that we are offering. So I mentioned one scholarship, Srimati Leela Nath Memorial Scholarship. It is for all female candidates who get admitted to IMT Ghaziabad, and you get 25% off on academic fee component. Apart from that, AICT has also suggested a tuition fee waiver scheme in which a select number of eligible students are given 100% waiver, 100% waiver in the academic fee. So yes, IMT has taken due care to ensure that the deserving candidates are not left out simply because of economic considerations. We are committed to having the best talent on campus because this is what the industry and the recruiters expect from us. So it's an open offer. In addition to what we have shared with you, if in case you are more interested in knowing further, so please follow us on our social media. So it's X or Twitter, Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn. Please log on, type the campus name, and check the latest developments. So with this, I thank all my co-panelists. Yes,
One
Dr.
point to be
Banerjee.
added.
Dr. Banerjee.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Banerjee.
In addition to these scholarships for Hyderabad and Nagpur campuses, students who are scoring more than 90 percentile in CAT or ZAT will be eligible for a 40% waiver on the tuition fees.
Wonderful.
Which, roughly speaking, something like 10 lakh turns out to be 10 lakh rupees of scholarship. All you have to do is to get 90 percentile and above in your CAT and ZAT. Right?
And apply to Nagpur or Hyderabad campus, correct?
Yes,
wonderful.
Both
wonderful. Wonderful. So as you see, all our campuses for us, I think economic considerations should not come in your way. If you are talented, if you're hardworking, if you've got good score, IMT wants to have you in our classroom. So the only option for you is next 1 month, use that time sensibly and give a serious good attempt at a CAT. And in case you miss that marginally, you still have the option of ZAT. Fine. So with this, I pass on to Shreya. Shreya, are you there?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm Aishwarya. Right.
Aishwarya, sorry. So the session was started by the student volunteers, and it's appropriate if they close the session rather than me doing it. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, sir. Before we open the floor for questions, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to today's panelists, Professor Harvinder Singh, Professor Pawan Kumar, Professor Sayan Banerjee, and Dr. Ravi Chatterjee. Your wealth of knowledge and expertise has provided aspirants with invaluable advice that will help them make well-informed decisions regarding their academic journey and careers. As we move forward, we invite all attendees to share their questions and queries in the chat, and our panelists will do their best to address them. We greatly appreciate your curiosity and engagement in creating a lively and informative Q&A session. We have already gotten a few queries, And let's start with this question. How do you see freshers with good academics in comparison to a candidate with a work experience? Dr. Harvinder Singh, sir, will you like to take up this question, sir?
Well, sure. I think management as a profession is very interesting, very unique. There are roles where experience is valuable, especially the ones we are talking about selling of technical products or interacting with the technical clients. Fine. However, a large number of industries, especially we're talking of things like FMCG or services, where your human skills are more important, your confidence, communication, clarity of thought and expression is more important. So freshers can do really well. In fact, I tell you, in some roles actually require a lot of unlearning before the organization actually makes you learn. So in many roles, I understand freshers do much better. And last 43 years, we have the placement numbers and data, and we have seen some of the best offers and packages have gone to freshers. So there's no need to worry, but you should be really good then, right?
In fact, if I add here, you see, in today's time in India, that's a growing economy, and that's a economy driven by new companies, new ventures, and all these unicorn and all. Many of them, as Professor Harvinder has rightly pointed out, would prefer a fresher to join them because they would say that if you come with a work experience, you come with certain baggages, we don't want that. But at the same point in time, those well-established companies, many of them want people with work experience. So in our B school, all across the campuses, we would like to incorporate both kind of candidates. We do not go by the American model that unless you have work experience, you are not eligible at all for MBA degree. We don't do that. We are a growing economy. We are a new economy. So we keep this option open, and therefore it is not exclusively for work ex people. But yes, if you have work experience in certain kind of profile, certain kind of companies, you will get an advantage. So there is a special consideration for people with work ex, but that is not an eligibility or even a selection criteria. Please be clear with that.
And see, the recruiters pool that we plan at our career services, it makes sure that we are in touch with both kinds of organizations, the ones that require experience and the ones that are open to recruiting freshers. This is always the case.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So the next question is, how important are extracurricular activities and achievements for the admission process? I request Science sir to take up this question, please.
All right. I think this is important for all the campuses, not just
Correct.
our campus. See, extracurricular activities essentially highlight some of your skill sets that are essential for a successful manager, right? So if you have interest in adventure sports, that shows your temperament towards taking risk, getting into unknown, right? Trying out things that can go wrong. So if we are looking at somebody who has extracurricular in adventure sports kind of things, it's not just for the heck of it. We are looking into it. Someone who has a hobby or let's say extracurricular activities in paintings. We are looking at somebody who has a lot of imagination power, a lot of creativity. So this is also a requirement for a successful manager, that you must have a creative bent of mind. You should have the creative bent to deal with an unknown and unforeseen situations, come up with an ideas that are out of the box. So the extracurricular activities, if you are coming with it or you are getting engaged in those activities while you are in the campus, please understand that adds to your skills. It's not a peripheral or a kind of secondary or subsidiary sort of skill. It is part of your core skill. So we definitely want students with extracurricular activities, and we also encourage students to get involved in extracurricular activities all across the campus, right?
Thank you, sir. The next question is,
What are the specific career outcomes that IMT Dubai's one-year MBA program is designed to prepare students for?
Well, thanks so much. As I've already said that, the IMT Dubai Executive Program looks for candidates who are having experience and they come with a minimum 2 years experience. The job opportunities over here is based on the sectors, and most of it is logistics and supply chain, where, Dubai gets highlighted. We definitely have other industries as well where they can do really good, like, for example, real estate or automobile. But having said that, you would see that based on the changing trends, UAE has been really very quick in bringing in possible future jobs or future courses or that kind of acceptance, because even if you have that kind of a talent or interest, it definitely needs to resonate to the society and the kind of possibilities that place can give you. So this place has lot of opportunities and a lot of possibilities in the IT or AI-based kind of services, including all what we have been knowing, which is supply chain operations, retail, real estate, automobiles. So, of course, there is plethora of opportunities.
Thank you, sir. The next in line is, as GMAT Focus Edition is out and GMAT focuses more on percentile now and not on the score, will college have provision for this as well?
Well, let me take a shot at this. So I believe all the participants may not be aware of. So when we talk of GMAT as a course, it used to be a longer course with 4 sections and a larger number of courses. Now GMAC has revised it, condensed it. Instead of 4, there are 3 sections. Instead of 3 hours, it's a 2-hour 15-minute test, lesser number of questions. The analytical writing part is gone. Digital insights is in. Verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning is still there. As a result, the scoring pattern, of course, surely would change. Now, the best part is, since we have been using GMAT classic score as a cutoff, now we are in touch with the GMAC, the Graduate Management Admission Council, the body that conducts this test. And this body is supposed to give us parity tables as per which it will tell us how does the new focus edition score is converted into or compare with the classic score. So in that case, students need not bother. They should simply appear, achieve a percentile, and the parity table will be given by the GMAC Council, and that will be taken care of. Should not be a concern for students.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, as Hyderabad is a tech city, how does IMT help students in career planning and job search? Pawan sir, will you like to take up this question?
Yes, as I already told you about Hyderabad's locational advantage, of course, it is known as the IT hub. So we have designed, few of the specializations in terms of IT and analytics, where we constantly get the queries from the companies like TCS, Micron, Deloitte, to get in touch with our students. So yes, as I told you that there is always a subject board which reviews our courses. So we call these people from the industry to in that board, and they sit together, review our courses, review our content in the course, and then come out with their suggestions. So all these things do help the students in their future endeavor, of course. Yeah, Aishwarya.
Thank you, sir. The last question is, what are some of the ways that IMT can better prepare its students for the job market in comparison with other B schools?
Well, I can take a shot at it. So see, when I started my presentation, I talked about legacy. Fine. So whenever we talk about preparing students need to have regular, constant, intense interaction with the industry within the class and outside the class. So by virtue of its excellent network of alumni and recruiters, IMT is in a position to invite the most appropriate and the best brains in the industry in their classroom. Point number one. Point number two, we also arrange or interact those interactions for students. So if you see the number of projects, short-term projects and competitions that the students at IMT campuses indulge in during those 2 years, it's actually mind-boggling. So practice orientation is everywhere. In fact, if you look at our curriculum and our delivery, we use cases that are practice oriented. In fact, many of us, in fact, including me, some of my colleagues, we actually write cases working with the industry, and then those cases are taken to. So when you talk of an IMT student actually knows what is right now happening in the industry. For example, I teach the course on channel management, and in my course, I had the speaker who handles quick commerce for an FMCG brand. So the student would know how movement from distribution center to a dark store happens in real time. And this is the latest find. So we are so well, our locations, our legacy, and our philosophy is all oriented towards practice. So our student is actually industry ready during the second year. We don't even talk about them graduating and then getting trained. Fine. This is what separates us, and this is possible because we have a faculty base comprising of people who have wealth of experience. So for example, if I talk about my campus, I'm sure it's the same with other campuses. We have people who have done PhDs, but many of them have rich industry experience. People who have spent 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years in industry and then came to academics. People who have been at CXO level and then they're teaching in IMT classrooms. And then we do so much of MDPs in training that by virtue of that, most of our faculty members know what is happening in the industry, because whatever we discuss during our interactions in the MDPs, training programs in the industry, that automatically percolates to our classroom teaching. So our students are industry ready during second year itself. Dr. Banerjee and Dr. Pawan or Dr. Chatterjee, you want to add something?
No, it's well covered. For the benefit of the students, if I have to just summarize in one sentence, just understand our curriculum, our pedagogy, our delivery is industry driven. So we reinvent ourselves time and again, looking at what industry needs. So we are always providing you with the skill set that the industry is in need of. We are not really reacting to the requirement. We are quite proactive. Before the need arises, it's delivered to you. Be absolutely sure about that. And I'm sure my other colleagues have the same thing to say.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as we have emphasized it in our presentation as well, that all our courses are industry driven, and we involve these great minds from the industry to, review us consistently in the content part as well, and deliver it in the class as well. So, it is rightly said that students are industry ready by the time they are in second year and in second year itself. Yes, of course.
Thank you, sir. So the students are also asking for a little guidance on how to better prepare themselves for the interview process.
I would request them to fill the application form first. So that's the first requirement. And just a couple of things to share. I advise the students to be more curious about the world around them. So I think the minimum an MBA aspirant can do is to pick up a good newspaper and finish it from page 1 to page last. Normally people start with the last sports page, fine, the World Cup, that's also important. But then there are certain sections like international news, business news, economics and finance, and of course the general political environment. Fine. So read a good newspaper, thoroughly spend maybe an hour or so in reading the newspaper. If you could get hold of a hard copy, that makes more sense, because that will make you sit and grab it. That's good enough. It's a good starting point. But then even before that, fill the IMT admission form.
Pawan sir, Science sir, Ravi sir, would you like to add to the question?
No, it's fine. I think that's at this juncture is important. And if I would involve in some sort of cross-selling, then please be updated with the various webinars that we will be coming up very soon, where we talk about how to prepare for your PI process, how to crack even well in certain sections of CAT and ZAT. And there are a series of webinars that are coming up from us, all the 4 campuses. We will regularly update you. Please keep attending them. We will talk about all these things in a greater detail. So I'm doing a little bit of cross-selling here. All right.
Due to the paucity of time, we have to end the session here. If your queries were left unanswered, you can mail them to us at admissions@imt.edu. Once again, we thank you to everyone who joined the session and made it an enriching discussion. We hope to see you on the campus soon. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
and all the
Thanks,
best
Aishwarya.
to all the participants, right? Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thanks,
Take
all
care.
the audience.
Thank you. Thank you.